r/askreddit. What profession would you not date? Magicians. Never again. Any job that is in the media spotlight, celebrities, politicians, etc. I'm a private person, so being hounded by paparazzi sounds awful. Head of regional shipping for the Northwest and Wales. Serial killer. It's a full-time job with odd hours and I'd never see them. Anybody involved in MLM/pyramid/Ponzi schemes. What does a surgeon use for birth control? His personality. Old nurse's joke. Clairvoyance, snake oil merchants, anything that has to do with horoscopes as a job. They're not 100% deal breakers, but a major red flag about the person, and I should be persuaded by the person being absolutely amazing otherwise to stay. Politicians, content creators, anyone in public eye, and traffic wardens. I appreciate how many of these answers seem to be a toss-up between sex workers and clergy. Time to throw a tarts and Vickers party and play matchmaker. I would never date tennis players. Love means nothing to them. Ventriloquist. I don't want to be with someone who can blame their doll for telling me I look fat. Online influencer. Whichever of them. Self-employed boss bitch. The fluffer on the porn set. I wouldn't date a professional mime. Talk about a relationship with no communication. Anything religious, like a reverend or priest. Plumber, they will always bring up old shit. Cops, soldiers, basically people with a higher than average chance of not coming back home safely. Losing my partner to death may kill me too. Smiley face. People who profit off the misery of others. Debt collectors, prison industry workers, pawnbrokers, health insurance adjusters, pharma sales reps, and so on. Anybody who only pursues their job for status. A live-to-work mentality in any profession. I love that you're passionate about your work, but I prefer my partner to be more diverse and interesting than one single interest. And having more energy to spend on each other instead of making it through work. Anyone who makes social media a priority. Sex workers, active duty military, anyone that is at work more than at home. Filmmaker. Source, myself. I'd find it difficult to date someone who worked with fish, though it might tie into a mermaid fetish. Anything in an evangelical field or non-secular theological studies. I feel like there would be constant disagreements about how reality works. Reddit mods. Asterisk perma-ban incoming. Strippers, prostitutes and influencers. Influencer if that counts. Military. I have 150% respect for anybody who is in the military and the sacrifices they, along with their loved ones, make to keep citizens safe. However, I personally can't imagine being able to cope with all the instability that lifestyle brings. Doctors, work way too much. Anyone who works at a car dealership. Sleazy industry. Porn star or sex worker. Police officers. Abuse rate is out the ass. Anything to do with gambling. I personally wouldn't accept myself if I made a living off of other people's mental illnesses. Therapy is different because you're trying to help, not enable, and addiction to gambling is a pretty big one. Just an amendment, I had betting shops in mind, but also those sites and apps advertised on TV and, at least for me, on YouTube. I get it, people need to make money, but it doesn't fully sit right with me knowing that it can come at another person's expense. Add to that the more vulnerable and addicted a person is/becomes, the more money the house makes. Politicians and gym trainers. Military men, specifically Army. Butcher, fishmonger, waste operative, I just couldn't cope with the smell, unfortunately. Woozy face. Law enforcement or military. Dietitian. Dated one in college and she was a cheater. Dated one in my 40s and she was a lying narcissist. Both were 4 to 5 year relationships. Brutal.